Hello! I am so glad you're here for a story from the Big Picture Story Bible. Remember, this book shows us how the Bible is all one story. It's the story of how much God loves us, that He loves us so much He sent His Son to be our rescuer. So, I want you to get your book, get it ready so you can follow along, and then at the end of the story that you hear today, you're going to have a fun activity that you can do at home.
Part 19, A Dead Man is Raised to Life. A man named Lazarus was very sick. His sisters, Mary and Martha, knew that he was dying. They wanted Jesus to come and heal Lazarus, so they sent for Jesus. Jesus loved his friends, but when he heard Lazarus was sick, he did a surprising thing. He stayed where he was. He did not come right away. Jesus knew God was going to use him to do something amazing. Jesus was going to show God's power over death. So Jesus waited until Lazarus died, and then he went to be with his friends. By the time Jesus got there, Lazarus had been in a tomb for 4 days. Martha met him and said, "Lord, if you had been here, my brother would not have died." Jesus replied, "Your brother will rise again. I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. Do you believe this?" Martha said, "Yes." She believed that Jesus was God's King and Son, who was sent to bring life to the world. Then Mary came to see Jesus, and Jesus saw her crying. He went with Mary to the tomb, and then Jesus cried too. Some who were there saw Jesus and said, "Could not he who opened the eyes of the blind man also have kept this man from dying?" They did not know that Jesus was getting ready to show them that God had sent him to rescue people from sin and death. Jesus told them to open the tomb. Only then did Jesus step forward and pray, "Father, I thank you that you have heard me. I said this that they may believe that you sent me." Then, in a really loud voice, Jesus shouted, "Lazarus, come out!" And do you know what happened? God answered Jesus' prayer. Lazarus came out. He was alive. A dead man was now alive again. Jesus showed the people that God's Spirit had power to bring new life. Many people believed in Jesus on that day. They believed, "Here is the one who will rescue God's people. Here is the one who has become God's place. Here is the one who even rules over death and can bring God's blessing to all the peoples of the earth." The people were ready to make Jesus their king. But that made the leaders angry. They were jealous of Jesus. They hated him and did not want him as their king. They decided that the time had come. They would kill him as soon as they could.
We just read in part 19 of the Big Picture Storybook Bible how a friend of Jesus's, by the name of Lazarus, died. And the people thought had Jesus just come sooner, he would have been able to save Lazarus. But what they didn't know is how awesome God is and how he rules over death. So today, for your activity, you're going to need a toilet paper tube and a black marker. It could be a regular black marker or a Sharpie. And you're going to create a Lazarus. You're going to need pieces of toilet paper as well. And you know you guys have toilet paper hanging around your house. So you're going to just put a couple of dots for eyes and use bits of paper, and you can either glue it down or tape it down and make Lazarus. And you're going to play a version of the hot and cold game. So one of the persons in your house is going to hide Lazarus, or you could do this outside as well. And then after you've hidden him, then people start walking around, and as they get closer, you'll say hot, hot, hot. If they get further away from Lazarus, you're going to say cold. And if they find him, you're going to yell, Lazarus, come out. And then they win, and that person gets to hide Lazarus. So you can do this all over your house. You can do it in your backyard. It's a fun little game, and you can just be reminded of the story of how awesome God is and how he rules over death even today. I hope you enjoy.
1 John 4:15. Whoever confesses that Jesus is the Son of God, God abides in him, and he in God. 1 John 4:15.